Any other comments from those who have read the book?
Hi, this is Dr. Dion Daniels. Great job, Dr. Quabiado. A very enticing book. So what's interesting about it is that it's actually so easy to get drawn into it. It's nicely written. It's got a nice pace, and you kind of you step into each segment thinking you know what's going to come, but you kind of surprise us with things, and it I found like. Unfortunately, I'm very disorganized. So even though I had the book for many months, I only started reading it this week. And I was kind of, each time I sat down to do a little bit, I think one of your colleagues before said, you find yourself reading it for much longer than you initially intended. So it's a great piece of work. But I had 3 comments that I wanted to make, actually, which I've written down on my phone. So what I liked immediately about it is the fact you started with the comment about working from home in one of your very early pages, and what that does is really contemporize the book. So I think that comment is kind of in the preface, and what that does is that immediately the reader feels that this is hot off the press, because this whole working from home concept we know has only this has only been in our consciousness for the last 2 years. And what that does, it kind of encourages the reader that this is something that they should be looking at, because this is so new. It's contemporary, it's relevant, and it's also relevant from the point of view that we've all struggled to get through the last 2 years in different ways, and a lot of people have sought to treat themselves more than usual. I've done this myself. So you kind of get through the struggle of the week, and then you're like, right, Friday treat, I'll have a bit more of this than I normally would. And so it's particularly relevant because I think that the obesity crisis will probably spike again because of this aspect of, it's a hard life, it's a hard world right now. Let me just get the treats I want on the weekend. So that was one comment. The other one was, just the timeliness of the book and the fact that you're focusing on plant-based diets. We just heard the recent summit at COP26, where everyone is kind of talking about the changes that people need to make in their eating habits to lower the contribution of the farming that's required right now, the cattle farming that's required, which is increasing CO2 levels. I think it's very relevant that you're trying to push the benefits of the plant-based diet for people, and also it will help the planet. And then finally, you already mentioned this, but it was the thing that struck me immediately, the Ayurvedic proverb about trying to use medicines afterwards to fix a problem that was introduced by bad diet. And if you just had the best diet you can, or a better diet, you wouldn't need to then hope that medicines can be found. I've been a scientist like you for over 30 years, and it's very hard to find new therapeutic drugs. It's much easier to fix your diet than to hope a company finds a drug that works effectively. And also, what's important is that the people who then require those drugs later on, the diet is still there. They hadn't changed the diet, so they're actually still, the drug is having to act against the bad diet that initiated the disease. So anyway, I'll stop there because I'm sure others have things to say, but a great book. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Daniels.